Immanence, Studies of Religion course, The Nature of Religion topic. Introduction. In religion, immanence refers to the belief that the divine is present and actively involved within the world and human existence. It contrasts with transcendence, which emphasizes God's separateness and beyondness. In Christianity, God's immanence is seen in his continuous presence in creation, his work in human lives, and through Jesus Christ as Emmanuel, God with us. In Hinduism, immanence is expressed through the idea of Brahman being present in all things. Similarly, in Buddhism, nature is believed to be inherent in all beings. Immanence highlights a close, personal, and accessible relationship between the divine and the world. A word diagram. Word, immanence. Definitions. Dictionary.com. The state of being inherent or exclusively existing within something. Cambridge English Dictionary. The state of being present as a natural and permanent part of something. Synonyms: inherence, indwelling, pervasiveness, presence, infusion, intrinsicness, omnipresence in a theological sense, ingrainedness, internality, integration. Antonyms: transcendence, externality, remoteness, separateness, detachment, beyondness, exclusion, outwardness, disconnection, unrelatedness. Different worldviews. Religious worldviews often balance two key aspects of the divine: transcendence, God existing beyond the world, and immanence, God dwelling within creation, including individuals. An immanent religious worldview emphasizes the belief that a divine being or divine power is present within individuals, shaping their lives, guiding them, and being intimately connected to their spiritual experiences. This concept is evident in Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, where believers recognize the divine presence within their souls and everyday lives. Immanence in Christianity, the indwelling of God. In Christianity, God's immanence is powerfully expressed through the Incarnation, where God took on human form in Jesus Christ, John 1:14. The Word became flesh and dwelt among us. This belief emphasizes that God does not remain distant but actively engages with humanity. However, the most personal expression of immanence in Christianity is the presence of the Holy Spirit within believers. Jesus promised his followers that the Holy Spirit would dwell within them. "And I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate to help you and be with you forever, the Spirit of truth. You know him, for he lives with you and will be in you." John 14:16-17. This teaching affirms that Christians believe in God's indwelling presence, guiding their thoughts, actions, and moral choices. In Catholic and Orthodox traditions, this immanence is also celebrated in the Eucharist, where Christ is believed to be truly present in the bread and wine. Through prayer, sacraments, and spiritual encounters, Christians experience God within themselves, making their relationship with him deeply personal. Immanence in Islam, Allah's nearness to humanity. Islam upholds Tawheed, the belief in the absolute oneness of God, who is both transcendent and immanent. Although Allah is beyond human comprehension, the Qur'an emphasizes his closeness to individuals, stating, "We are closer to him than his jugular vein." Qur'an 0:16. This verse highlights the Islamic belief that Allah is not a distant deity but intimately aware of and involved in every aspect of a person's life. Muslims experience Allah's immanence through prayer, salah, supplication, dua, and remembrance of God, dhikr, where they feel a direct connection to him. The 99 names of Allah further illustrate divine immanence, particularly names like Al-Qarib, the near one, and Al-Mujib, the responsive one, which reinforce that Allah is close, listens to his people, and responds to their prayers. The concept of fitrah also supports this idea. Muslims believe that every person is born with an innate awareness of Allah within them, guiding them toward righteousness. Immanence in Judaism, Shekhinah, the divine presence. Judaism also embraces the idea of divine immanence, particularly through the concept of Shekhinah, which refers to God's presence dwelling among his people. The Hebrew scriptures describe moments where God is present within the lives of individuals, such as when he spoke to Moses or guided the Israelites through the wilderness. Exodus 13:21. However, Shekhinah is not just about historical events, it is also a personal and mystical concept. In Jewish spirituality, God's presence can be felt within the soul through prayer, Torah study, and righteous living. The Kabbalistic tradition Jewish mysticism deepens this view, teaching that divine sparks exist within every person, and through acts of kindness and justice tikkun olam, individuals can draw closer to God. Immanence in Hinduism, the divine within every being. Hinduism has a deeply immanent understanding of the divine, emphasizing that God Brahman is present within all living beings. This is expressed through the concept of Atman, the divine self or soul, which is considered an extension of Brahman, the ultimate reality. The Bhagavad Gita 20 states, "I am the self, O Gudakisha, seated in the hearts of all creatures." This means that God is not separate from his creation, but dwells within every person, guiding them towards spiritual enlightenment. Hindu traditions also recognize various deities as manifestations of the divine presence in the world, such as Krishna, Vishnu, and Shiva, who interact personally with devotees. Through yoga, meditation, and devotion bhakti, Hindus seek to realize the divine presence within themselves and unite with Brahman. Immanence in Buddhism, the Buddha nature within. While Buddhism does not center around a single divine being, it upholds the immanence of enlightenment through the concept of Buddha nature Tathagatagarbha. This is the belief that all sentient beings possess the potential for enlightenment within them, meaning that the path to liberation is found internally rather than externally. A famous Buddhist teaching states, "Look within, you are the Buddha." This idea emphasizes that true wisdom, peace, and liberation are already present within every person, waiting to be awakened through mindfulness, meditation, and ethical living. The practice of vipassana, insight meditation, and other spiritual disciplines helps individuals discover this inner divine potential and break free from suffering. Conclusion: the divine within. An immanent religious worldview offers believers a sense of divine closeness, providing comfort, guidance, and personal connection to God's presence within them. In Christianity, this is experienced through the Holy Spirit and Christ's presence in the Eucharist. In Islam, Allah is intimately near and always responsive to believers. In Judaism, Shekhinah signifies God's presence within the world and the individual. In Hinduism, the Atman divine self reflects the ultimate reality Brahman, present in every being. In Buddhism, the Buddha nature is the inherent potential for enlightenment within all individuals. These faith traditions affirm that the divine is not only beyond human reach, but also dwelling within each person, shaping their spiritual journey and moral decisions.